All right, so now we're going to take a look at patterns in suffrage today. And I want to start off by sharing a quick observation that we made, which is that a lot of the women we hear about within the suffrage movement came from the teaching and medical profession. So it's something small, but an interesting and notable thing to look at, because when you consider careers like teaching and nursing, it's something that a lot of women do and a lot of women hold these positions. So it's just something worth mentioning. And then a couple examples of this is Frances Willard, who's a Northwestern female college graduate, the first female college president, and a suffragist. She urged them to work on the local level instead of focusing solely on the federal level. And then we've got Anna Howard Shaw from Grand Rapids, Michigan. She entered Albion College, where she preached and gave lectures. And in 1880, she continued her ministry after having to convince the Methodist Protestant Church to grant her ordination, because they didn't want to, because she was a woman. And then we are going to take a look at what women's rights look like in recent times and today. And I want to first show you that in 1960, on January 9th, the FDA approves the first commercially sold birth control pill, which is interesting because it feels so far away that all of these rights and movements were happening, but 1960 really wasn't that long ago. And then we have 1963, the Equal Rights Pay Act passed to prohibit discrimination in commerce or in production of goods for commerce. Then we have June 22nd, 1973, Roe v. Wade passed, which stated that the Constitution protects right to abortion, which we will get to again in a couple seconds here. And then even more recently, to bring it more closely to where we are today, 1981, July 7th, Sandra Day O'Connor is sworn in as the first woman to sit on the U.S. Supreme Court. And June 23rd, 1997, Madeleine Albright is the nation's first Secretary of State. And so again, it feels like women have been in these roles for a long time, but 1997 was not that long ago. And then finally, to bring it even more to the present time, we've got May 2nd, 2022. And this is when the Supreme Court document leaked that seek to overturn Roe v. Wade. And so to consider that in 1973 was the first time we've considered this issue, the abortion's rights, and then now it's 2022. We have to consider that women's rights are still being debated even after all of these years. Then we're looking at May 18th, 2022, which is when the U.S. women's soccer team is granted equal pay to men, and a lawsuit that came out stated that women on the U.S. soccer team were getting paid thousands less than men. So now I have to ask you the question, is suffrage really over? After considering all of these movements, these things that have moved forward and are potentially moving backwards, is suffrage really over? Or does the story continue?